Hello and welcome to this latest Lukozer retro review. This time it is Ghosts and Goblins for Commodore 64, which was one of a huge number of arcade conversions that was coming out at the time. This came out in '86, programmed by Chris Butler and released by Elite Software. Now, like a lot of the arcade games that were coming out at the time, this was a pretty mediocre game at best down the arcades. It wasn't a great game by any means. And in much the same way that they went ahead and converted it anyway, just like they did with crap like Karnov and Gryzor and Rygar, Wonder Boy, and there was all these shit arcade games that were being converted anyway because all the good ones had already been done. So you would think then that this game isn't much cop, but it turns out that's not the case at all. Let's fire up. It's pretty standard stuff, move left and right, jump up and down, and try not to get hit by zombies that are coming out of the ground like I just have. You do actually get one chance, because the first time they hit you, you just lose all your armour and you're walking around in your undies. This is a pretty tough game, I have to admit. It's I do need a bit of luck with this one. I think the furthest I've got is the end of what would be the second stage. I needed some luck there, but well, if I can get past this bit, which is looking relatively promising, then this is sort of like he's not really a boss as such, but he's just a bit tougher than the regular bad guys. There we go, that's dealt with him. So this is like basically the halfway point, and now if I lose a life I'll start back here, which is just as well. But no, I think if you've seen the arcade original, as I try to pretend I didn't do that, you'll be quite pleasantly surprised at how decent the graphics are. I think they're pretty good. The sound is pretty good. The graphics are the music I think's fine. The sound effects are pretty accurate to fucking not again. Pretty accurate as far as a copy of the arcade original. It's basically a pretty good job. I don't know why I seem surprised by that. It's a Chris Butler game, as I fucking do that again, and he's. Oh man, I just completely fucked that up altogether. Right, let's try that again, shall we? Pretend that code never happened. But yeah, it's Chris Butler always does a pretty decent go with any of his games, and I didn't really think this would be any different, and it turns out it isn't. It is quite tricky, but then that's not exactly a trademark of his. That's what the arcade original is. The arcade version is tricky enough, so they've brought in that difficulty level. Yeah. So all in all, it is quite a faithful conversion. I don't usually bother doing arcade conversions because well, if you've got like MAME or something, why bother with the arcade conversion when you can play the real thing? But this is a very rare case. In fact, I think it's the only time where I actually prefer a conversion to the arcade original. So the arcade original isn't a particularly inspiring game, and yet for some reason or other it just seems to work on the Commodore 64, and then you get something that is pretty good. So can I actually make this jump this time? Oh fucking Ray. Now what does I die here? Well, this is now the furthest I've got for quite some time. Ah, shit. That means it's going to put me back. Oh, okay. Hasn't put me back very far, but these bastards are bloody tough to get by. And then I've got this ogre bloke here that I've got to try and deal with, and I've got no fucking chance. Yeah. Especially when I do that. So there we go. So that is Ghosts and Goblins. I'd give it 7 out of 10, or 7.5 out of 10. It's you know, it's certainly not just, you know, average. It is pretty good. It's just that it's a really good conversion of a very mediocre game to begin with. So, I mean, if you liked Ghosts and Goblins, you know, the arcade original, you'll love this. If you don't like Ghosts and Goblins arcade original, there is still a chance that you will like this. So, give it a go. Yeah, 7.5 out of 10. That's not bad going for this. So that's this video done. See you in the next one.